All right, y'all. Now moving on. If y'all been with us since day one, y'all know that we have put down 7 types of bricks that has been building up to this 8th brick that we're about to speak on, to place down a foundation of things that we all think are necessary in order for us to walk in the manner of the mission of release. We've gone from politics to investments. We spoke on racial indifferences and understanding the responsibility of those situations, love and relationships, police brutality and the lack of concern of injustices, mental health, spirituality, music and culture. And now we're finally here into the most important factor of family.
Familiar.
Now, the definition of family for dumb people who don't know.
Mm-hmm.
A group of one or more parents and their children living together as a unit, or in a more broader term, all descendants of a common ancestor. Now, with that being stated, with families, this is going to be one of the most, personally for me, one of the most triggering ones.
Oh man, trust me, you ain't the only one, huh?
Yeah.
This time is a very it's a very personal time period for me. Always has been.
Right.
So you definitely not the only one. This one, I can tell you the truth. This time period is where, to me, I melt when it comes to family. You know what I mean? Because
I know exactly what you mean, man.
it's not it's not a lot that I do have, but there's a lot that I do have, and I make sure that they know who they are. You know.
Exactly. In families, man, you're gonna have ups and downs, people. It's gonna happen. Many different personalities, many views, many perspectives. You know what I'm saying? But what we're gonna get into more so is trying to understand differences, understand the clashings, understand why the fuck is there so many people that want to be Cain and Abel, rooted from jealousy, rooted from selfish intentions or whatever the fuck it may be.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, whatever it may be. That's right.
Whatever it may fucking be. Cause everybody got different, things that are going on with them. So
But
we're gonna
also too, it's about we here trying to make sure that everybody understands that even though that is still what these people go through, that more importantly, they still are your family.
exactly.
And,
What's the
uh,
first subtopic?
so from there, like like because a lot of families have these outcasts in them. It's bad enough we have outcasts in the world, right? Among society and classes systems and things like that of what these people should be and who should be this. But it's a difference when you see it within the family. You know what I mean? And it should be a free thing. But sometimes family also puts themselves in, these shoes. And you know, we try to figure out, why is there more or less a black sheep than within the family? You have to ask that first. You know what I mean? Um, and for me, I feel like we only We only categorize that person or those few as the black sheep only because we don't accept certain things that they view as right. I feel like wholeheartedly, right? But learning that it's okay that it's not all right. So eventually you're gonna have to let them learn on their own if it is right or not.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Not that you didn't try and steer them that way, because what would you be if you didn't? Because to me, you wouldn't be family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What does family do? We look out for each other, even though you may not believe in it yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure you good. But when you mess up,
I'm gonna be down on your motherfucking ass, nigga.
okay, I'm gonna still be here for you. But you have to learn from the mistakes that you made.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like you're not gonna be there. You wasn't there when we used to get whooped, right? You was there sometimes when we got whooped together. But if I did it and I got in trouble and I got caught, right? You wasn't taking no beatings from me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
All right.
My mind just went somewhere with that one. Good gosh, nigga.
I'm just,
I was a fucked up kid.
I know, but don't cry now. Don't be, the boy who cried wolf either,
Fuck no. Never.
because you know damn well you was in sheep's clothing, cooling, doing your thug dizzle. I ain't mad at you. We family. We supposed to be all out there. But don't be acting like just because your way is feeling or supposed to be this way, or you on the upper, and now you're not getting certain things because people don't align up to your way, that you should just automatically outcast yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or feel like you the number one target that everybody comes at. Or nah, figure it out.
Exactly. Figure it
You know
out.
what I mean? Let's put things on the table as grown women, and let's figure it out. Cousin, sister, brother, auntie, uncle, grandparent, whatever you are, whoever you are. You know what I'm saying? I give you those titles and respect, but as trying to be reciprocated, okay, you want respect, and well,
You gotta give it out,
come
motherfucker.
on, man. So certain people may or may not agree with and things like that. I feel like that's one of the things. Then you got that level of respect from certain titles and higher things like that. As far as being like that, and I mean, it trickles down. You know what I mean? It goes into our next subtopic. Go ahead, Ed. I know that's where you want to go to, or if you had anything else on the black sheet, for
All I was
sure.
gonna say is I'm a black sheep. I ain't
Yeah,
got
ain't
no
nothing
damn
wrong
shame.
being a
And
black sheep.
I ain't got no motherfucking shame with that shit, dog. Like at the end of the day, it's more so. I think for me, it's just more so the idea of just understanding perceptions and perspectives. That's all it comes down to. You know what I'm saying? You know, it people are so quick to write off because you don't fit what they want you to be. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, there's uh there's unrooted animosity in things, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not about what people say, it's how they act.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like actions speak louder than motherfucking words.
Right.
It is what it is in every case. Um, but to go into the next subject, we're gonna say with those with that animosity. Don't matter what your title is, parents, brother, sister, cousin, aunt, uncle. You gotta understand that you're dealing with fucking people. As much as you think that what the fuck you think, you don't think the niggas thinking what the fuck they think.
Right.
So there's gonna be a clashing. And clashings happen. It is all good, you know what I'm saying? But the worst thing that a person can do is not listen.
Mm-hmm.
I truly feel like there's certain people that believe there's issues, and when they acknowledge or recognize the problem, their way of recognizing and acknowledging the problem is not speaking on the problem. And because of that, it equates this mentality, well, if I don't speak on it, it doesn't exist. Or if I don't speak on it, it fizzles the fuck out. Shit don't fizzle the fuck out. That is the most misleading, most selfish, most condescending, most bitch way to go about anything.
Yeah. So
Like that's fact.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you
Mm-hmm.
have to address an issue because it will end up being a never-ending repeated cycle to where the opposer will hide in their shame and their actions and proclaiming, oh, you're living in the past or you need to get over it. You don't just get the fuck over it, dog. You got to be the man and the woman to address it and face it and provide the solutions because people respond to shit differently.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what might be so light to you could be very overbearing to others. And it hits real deeper when it's actual your fucking flesh and blood that is so disregarding because they are the culprit to the fuckery. Which unfortunately, you know, it sets a tone to where some grow up realizing that my family ain't for me, or thinking that way. Like just to have that perception at any age, to think that the people that you were born into ain't with you, ain't riding for you, that's a fucked up feeling. And I don't think anyone in the world deserves that. Like if the world ain't gonna be for you, the motherfuckers that you were born into gotta at least be for you, right or wrong.
It's not always guaranteed, as we know.
But yeah, it's not always guaranteed though.
As we, like you said, Cain and Abel is a perfect prime example. Talking about the first family out in the world.
First family, first murder.
Yeah. And so that's, I mean, that go, but even like, you know, the same way they thought, like with Moses' family, Abraham's family, you know what I mean? There's many, Daniel's family, there's, you know what I'm saying? There's many stories of family
Exactly.
and seeing what they do in the feuds. But it's understanding too that, I mean, you know, you don't have to, I don't know, you got to kind of like command yourself in the family. You know what I mean? I don't even,
In a sense, that makes perfect fucking sense, and you do have to do that because, like, sadly, that sometimes is a harsh reality that you know you're in these positions because it's like
and
a
they
lot.
spot in your stamp. Like I don't know, just to say that you're here. You know what I mean? Like it's a with family. I've always seen like everybody has their own thing, and that's what makes us us.
Yeah,
But you know, one thing you just never cross is that. You know what I mean? Like you said, because the world ain't got no ties to you, and that's just a unfortunate thing if your family don't either.
exactly.
You know what I mean? Real talk.
I just think it's kind of fucked up sometimes where like even if people are put in these situations, like if the rules were reversed, the niggas that do the chastising and all that shit, it would be too weak to endure that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like When
Well,
a person sits there and they question or they ask certain things to understand or have better perspective on why things are the way they are, and they get written off for just asking but trying to take the time to understand, it's like you're shitting on a strong person that's willing to face that issue
right. No,
compared to you not willing to face that issue because you want to be on some bitch ass shit.
right. No, trust me, I get.
Yeah.
But if there's a protection thing involved, because um, just like God, right? And then with us, with Adam and Eve, just knowing, look, you can't eat this fruit, you can't go over here.
Right.
And I commend you to wanting to find out, but you got to do it in due time.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So if it comes down to that circumstance where it's, I'll teach you in due time, or you need to learn and as you grow, instead of, because as kids sometimes we mess ourselves up, and even
We do.
growing up,
We do.
but
Absolutely.
we learning as we going. You know what I mean? And you mess around and trying to learn your family still too as you grow, because it's you learning yourself. At the same time, you still gotta figure these other people out that in your household. You're like, what? Yeah, that's what life is, crazy, right? It's like
Absolutely.
you gotta really figure out these other, because these are supposed to be your support system. They're supposed to be your team. They're supposed to be the people that you call on. And yeah, it goes into like our next, like the the generational curses,
Hmm.
and are they, and what are they, and we're really just going to talk about how we can identify them. You know what I mean? Because in my opinion, in my experiences and hearing things, you know, coming from the Black community first, it's always um, the education and the opportunities. You know what I'm saying? For us not to get certain things ahead. And that was, one of the main generational curses, that we couldn't get to, more or less the monkey off our back.
Right.
Was the main, thing. We never thought we could get into certain um, political movements, groups, offices, um, because we never had anybody there first, or established a growing connection. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it's about in the family.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? That's why you need to do that in the family. And family, it's not always, to me, it's not always blood related.
No, not at all.
It's coming from, one common ancestor, but I bet a lot of us will have a common ancestor if you find your tree and do your lineage and genealogy all the way back. You'll find out somebody was kin somewhere, you know what I'm saying? But, um, we and with our friends is having family, you know what I'm saying? If y'all close enough, that's what they become eventually. And you figure that out, you know what I'm saying? That's breaking generational curses. That's opening up doors for somebody to get them, opportunities that they couldn't even fathom. Whether it's in job connections, you know what I'm saying, businesses that they run of their own, and fulfilling a position so that way you can get something side earning, or something that you can get towards. You know what I mean? Things like what we doing, connections with the council, putting on people in our backyard. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do it. So that way we can stop these generational curses of addicts. And what else is out there? I was talking about, bro. You know, those narcissistic ways and ideals of thinking, abusers, sexual abusers, and things like that. We come together as family to address those things and make sure that somebody stands on it, so nobody feels no way in the family. You know what I'm saying? And can't nobody break the family, because you make sure that everything works in cahoots. So it's not on us. It's crazy though, because you can tell these are the end of days where the families start not even being around each other.
Not at all, man.
You know what I
Shit
mean?
is weird.
It is. It's crazy nowadays. You know what I mean? They don't want to, get certain education accolades, certain certifications for things, certain, like I said, we talk about offices and adapting in criminal justice to try and break those generational curses that we've been against before because we've been, kind of still dealing with them. But how long do you let that last if you don't start changing how you approach the
See,
change?
that was what I was getting at. Like, it's not so much about not understanding, more so at first, it's how long does it fucking take to finally get to a place where it's like, okay, either we're gonna figure this shit out or we're not gonna figure it out. And if we're not gonna figure it out, I ain't gotta deal with you.
Right. That's just my take on that because it's, like I said, from the addictions to the sexual abusers and the outright physical abusers that's in the families, they need to be held accountable now. If they not going, break the generational curse, somebody in the family has to step up and do
Absolutely.
it. And financial freedom, is another curse that we don't always invest ourselves into. Um, and like I said, putting each other on once we got an opportunity to do those things is the main key. So we gotta start doing that, and then I think we'll be able to break those generational curses. For,
Break them down with the common sense, bro.
man, common sense. For real today, common sense, man. It's so simple, especially when it comes to family. No, nothing ever, ever come to the family. So nothing ever go over the family but God. Straight like that.
Repeat that shit one more again.
So nothing go over the family but God. You can't deal with it at the time. Whatever the family feud may be, whatever the generational curse may be, whoever the black sheep may be, we still gonna figure it out. Because nothing goes over the family. But God, we're gonna put it up in God's hands. Okay. We're gonna pray about it. Might have to fast about it. You know what I'm saying? Might have to do some serious things to get things done. You might have to sacrifice some finances, limit places where we going, whatever it may be. And to those who've been doing that to make things work in their family, I salute you. We salute you. You know what I'm saying? There's things in the family that people have to swallow because they can't tell nobody else because nobody else can deal with it. Nobody else can fathom the issues that go on in the family. You know what I'm saying? Things that happen after people in the family ain't here anymore. You know what I'm saying? There's people who have to deal with that. There's people who have to take care of everything that that person was doing within your family. And you got to make sure that that person who's doing that is good too. Go check in with that person. Make sure they good 10 times over. Like I said before and one of our other episodes in mental health, mentally check in. And spiritually, like I said, pray for them. Make sure they good. Meditate if you don't pray. You know what I'm saying? And figure out some simple solutions that'll help y'all get back to chilling with each other, having more time with the family, reunions, whatever. Get that running. You know what I'm saying? So that way more families can see that and can understand that that's how family's supposed to get down. That's common sense.
It's the council, you bastards.
Hey, King's Council, congratulations on season 1. It was a great season. Love the dialogue, love the debates, love the content. I look forward to season 2. I'm sure you guys have some good stuff cooked up. We can't wait till season 2 drops.